Hey everyone. Today we're going to be continuing the outfit management system that I started last time. Apologize that I had to remove the VODs, like that, but last time I managed to get Laravel serving from my local host on Docker, and we were discussing the possibilities of how we would use the management system for the outfits. Today we're going to be using Microsoft Copilot as sort of like a it's like a buddy, programming buddy. We're not going to really be using Copilot to write most of the code. That's not what we're going to do. We're just more so going to bounce ideas off them, and I suppose they're going to be like my rubber duck if you think about it that way. So we're going to also look at using possibly the dbdiagram.io, which is a really cool tool, which we can use to help design our databases and put them into, like, convert it to MySQL, so it's easy to put into our application. Although we're probably not going to use that since we're using Laravel. We're probably going to end up using like migrations. So there's no export to Laravel migrations, or model objects or whatever they're called. We're still learning Laravel, so we're gonna see how we go there. So anyway. Let's get back to it. I have my Laravel app here, but I want to see, the first thing I want to try is if I can get, instead of going to public index like this, I want to see if I can get it to serve out of just Outfit Manager. And I know you can do that with htaccess, and I've done it before, but it's not something that I do every day. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Microsoft Copilot basically to help us do this. So I'm just going to copy this address. I'm going to hop over to Copilot and be like, hey Copilot. I'm not even going to say the name. Don't even need to say hey. Say I have this URL for a Laravel app. I want it to serve from and then we'd be like, how can I achieve this on an Apache server? And I should be able to spell Apache correctly. Apache server. And we, bam. Copilot says, here's your step-by-step guide. So, move your Laravel project to the web service root directory. Yeah, and then create a virtual host config file for your Laravel project. Enable the new site. Add Apache. I don't like this. Update your host file if necessary. You see my Laravel project. Manager directory. I don't want to put it in the root web directory as I have other projects. Right. Locate your Laravel project in the get a virtual host configuration. Right. Let's give it a go, eh? See what happens. The worst thing we can do is, you know, screw up our Apache. Anyway, we're gonna hop over to terminal for this. Terminal and start up bash. Cool. And we're in var www.html and go back to Copilot, see what it's saying. It wants us to use Vim. I'm more inclined to check that this directory exists first before we go there. So if I so there's this directory does exist. There's probably a better way to check that it's a real thing. So I'm gonna go sudo nano not nano, because I like nano better than Vim. So sumi have this going to sec. I'm not going to save that file. Paste, and of course, don't know why it does. You know, sudo's not found, so we probably just don't use sudo then. Just this straight up should do. Hop over to Copilot, we copy the code. Go back to here, we paste. And we just have a look. Basically, is this correct? Just reading over the thingy-majiggies, it looks okay to me. If we can write it, we can. Perfect. So, and what is the thing we need to do? Enable the new site. Enable the new site. Restart Apache. The thing? You know, maybe before we just copy paste crap out of Copilot, we should check you know, what does this do? Why? Right. Okay. Well, it seems legitimate, so go back to Copilot. Who is like this? Go to the Docker, I paste, hit enter, activate new configuration. I need to. Pretty sure that restarts the server. I'm just gonna do a config test. See, could not reliably determine fully. That's fine. So we will run the edit things we problem is that I'm hitting Control V. Alright, and then just for the sake of being complete, I will attempt to restart. That's alright. It's fine. So we've restarted the server. So let me see if we've either broken this or we've made it work. It's forbidden. Yeah. Text error. Break my code. Save. We go back. Good news is, this still works. Bad news is, forbidden. Don't have permission to access the resource. Maybe it's because I chose to ignore the last couple of steps. And maybe I should do this. Bad idea. Just, making sure the Apache user has access to all the folder. Which is not a bad idea, and this one is making sure we have the correct permissions for all the files in there as well. Waiting for that one to go through. Got to turn on Firebot. Jesus. Alright, back. It's done. And now we do the big reveal of it probably not working. Yeah. Still forbidden. So let's have a look back at Copilot. Server name. I'll just be like, I'm getting 403. Yeah, we did that. Enable directory indexing. I think that's set fine. No, that shouldn't be. We've done this step. Check the htaccess file. Well, I don't think we have a htaccess file, but I'll have a look. We don't have a htaccess file. Fair enough. If I can't get it to work, I'll just move on. But for configurations that might cause. Try these steps. It didn't work because I know this isn't the problem. Unless document root. Didn't work. Update, but sometimes yeah, we could try this. See what's coming up here. Patchy error log. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry about that. The door just rang. No matching directory index. Yeah, I just use the okay. Right. Ah. Alright, we'll have a look at this. I don't. This should resolve the issue. Can it? Can it be put in there? Okay. Directory indexes. So we'll just check. Going to check our config. I've just got some food here, so I'm just snacking. But so apparently we can just pump this into here. Of course. And now it's going to put some crap around, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay. Write this, get out of there. Do a config test, and then we'll do a graceful. And now we will check to see if that made a difference, which I really doubt it's not going to. Fantastical. It does not resolve the issue. And I don't think I'm going to waste much more time on this, because this is not what I hadn't planned. I thought, you know, why not? Just get this. Cannot serve directory, because, yeah, I know that. We'll do is we'll go back to the good old Google and be like, PHP Laravel serve public folder from project folder. If that. How to point Laravel project public folder under. Yeah, see, this is what I was kind of expecting. I was expecting something like this. Like, is a missing. But I thought it was going to be a HT access thing, but let's see if it works. Does Google save us? Well, it's 404 not found. That's better than. Yeah, now we're getting index. So That's a start. Does make me wonder, if I broke this now. Might cause a redirect loop, might fail. Oh, that loaded fine. So, about this. That loads as well. See, now, that's where we have a little bit of a problem. Is like, if I get rid of public, it fails. Like, it's not bound. And you got to work out why that's happening. Because you'd assume that it is getting here, but it's trying to go one step further. Maybe if I just echo. Okay. Save it. I hop over to here and I click refresh. Yeah, so it is getting to the index. It's just trying too hard. If you know what I mean. So we've got this. I have no idea how it all works. I'm assuming it would be in routes. And we have web. And in here we have, the welcome view for /. And it's not meeting that. So it's like route get. Like if I go dashboard, I wonder if it works. Dashboard should say okay there because I forgot to comment out this. Save. Yeah, this is breaking the routing, which is kind of crap. I think I'll probably revisit it because I reckon if I put public dashboard, it should work. What do we reckon? Yeah, it does work. So there's some sort of, I think it's some sort of constant variable or system or environment variable that I'd need to change. Which if I have a look in here, so the app URL, I wonder if that plays a role. So if I went back to here and I copy this. I go, well, that's actually the app URL. Then what happens when I try and refresh? If I just go to public, what happens then? Does it still work? It does. And if I get rid of public, it probably won't. And it does not. So that's okay. We'll just stick with public. And we'll work all that lovely stuff out later. And that's a great way to waste 30 minutes. Not really. Okay, so if we go back to our outfit manager diagram we got here. So it's basically an inventory management system for a personal wardrobe. There's a catalog of items that can be combined together to make outfits. Each item in the wardrobe has metadata such as color, type, size, etc. So I'm gonna try something now which I haven't really tried before. Like I've tried it maybe just a little bit before stream, but we're gonna use the Copilot's what do they call it? When you use the voice? There's a what do they call it? Talk to Copilot. We're gonna try talk to Copilot, and I've never done this before on stream, so I'm gonna make sure that you guys can hear Copilot. So I'm gonna click on it.
Hey there, I'm all ears. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to this evening?
You're talking to Karakuchi.
Nice to meet you, Karakut. What's on your mind tonight?
Did you just call me Karakut?
I might have. My bad. Let's try that again. How's it going, KK? What's on your mind?
Bruh, this AI.
Oops. Let's get it right this time then. Kara, got it. So, Kara, what's the vibe tonight? What do you want to dive into?
Alright, so tonight I'm making an application for a wardrobe inventory management system for personal wardrobes. It's going to have a catalog of items that are in a wardrobe, so all the items can be combined together to make outfits. And then each item in the wardrobe has, metadata such as color, type, size, etc.
Nice. I see where you're going with this. So you're making it super easy for anyone to put together outfits and keep track of all their clothes, right? What kind of features are you thinking of adding? Maybe a fave section for go-to outfits?
I'm going to keep it simple at first, but I've got a couple of use cases which I've come up with. So some of my use cases are, wardrobe stats. How many shirts do I have of a specific color? When was the last time I wore an outfit? Give me a list of outfits that I haven't worn in a while. How much have I spent on my clothes? What's the latest additions to my wardrobe?
Those are some practical features that could save people a lot of time and effort, and maybe even some money. How are you planning to make the app user-friendly? Any thoughts on the design or layout yet?
Haven't thought that far at the moment. I am just whacking together how the data structure will work. And so that's what I'm kind of brainstorming at the moment.
Got it. Laying the foundation. Anything you want to bounce around or brainstorm together? Maybe how to best organize the categories or data fields?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's why I'm talking to you. So, my plan for it so far would be to have, a table for the items, a table for the outfits, and then maybe a items attribute table, which allows us to keep track of the attributes for each item because each item might have different set of attributes. But now I think about it a bit more, we might want a types table instead, and so an item belongs to a type, and then we have the attributes on that. Did I break the AI? I think I broke the AI.
Exactly. You're just evolving your plan as you go. This adjustment could give you more flexibility down the line, especially if different types have unique sets of attributes. Any other tweaks or ideas you're mulling over?
No, I think that's where I need to start, is just with like sort of like the basic hierarchy of how I store the items and how I make outfits.
Makes sense. Nailing that structure will definitely set you up for success later. Plus, getting that basic hierarchy down will make it easier to add more advanced features later. If you get the basics locked down, the rest can follow. Anything you're unsure about or want to brainstorm more?
Can you help me design the tables that I would need?
Sure thing. Let's start simple and build from there. For the items table, you'd need columns like these: item ID, unique identifier, name, type, links to your types table, color, size, price, date purchased, last worn, worn more often. Anything else that helps define your items? For the outfits table, outfit ID, unique identifier, name, date created. And for linking items to outfits, a junction table might be handy. Outfit ID, links to outfits table. Item ID, links to items table. Does this structure fit what you're envisioning? Anything else you're thinking of including?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Would you mind just repeating how items are linked to types?
Sure thing. To link items to types, you'll need a types table and a type column in your items table. Here's how it breaks down. Types table. ID, unique identifier. Type name, like shirts, pants, etc. Item ID, unique identifier. Links to types table. Color, size, and etc. By adding a type ID column to the items table, and having it reference the types table, each item can be tagged with its corresponding type, making it easier to categorize and sort. Does that clear things up?
It does, and now I need to link attributes with a type.
For that, you'll need an item attributes table to link each item to its specific attributes. Here's how it could look. Attributes table. Attribute ID, unique identifier. Attribute name, like fabric, brand, etc. Item attributes table, links to items table. Attribute ID, links to attributes table. And value, actual attribute value, like cotton, Nike, etc. With this setup, you can flexibly assign different attributes to each item without being confined to a fixed schema. Does this align with what you're aiming for?
Yes.
Any other aspect? Perfect. Adding a separate attributes table keeps things flexible and extendable. Anything else you'd like to go over, or are you ready to start jotting down some code?
All right, so the thing I found about Copilot is that it's great for doing all that. But then as soon as you ask it for a transcript, it's like no, bro, I cannot do that right now. And you're like, really? Really? We just had this huge conversation, which you could have written down, and you're not going to be able to give me transcript. So it says I can't do it, but that's actually not true. Because if you close the voice thing, go stop talking, it's actually got a list of the whole conversation we just had. So I'm going to use this conversation as a base for designing the database, really. That's how it's going to go. So that was fun. And if you found the voice annoying, there's there's three other ones that you can try. I find that one is probably one of the least annoying voices to me. Um, but you know, people have their preference. So let's get into it. Probably don't need half the information because I got it in my head, but just in case I forget something, I can come back to this conversation. And then also, if I want to, I can go back into Copilot to talk to it, just bounce ideas off. It's easier than typing it, and also, I think it's better format for stream. Anyway, so we're going to use this tool. We're going to go dbdiagram.io, and so what we're going to do is we need to come up with this is just to help us visualize how all the data is going to sit inside our application. So the first table, we're just gonna, you know, yoink some of these tables. It's just the default app that's appeared. I'm gonna call this, instead of untitled, diagram. Diagram's not saved, of course it's not. Click to edit. I'm clicking to edit. Okay, that's. I'm gonna call this, outfit. Outfit manager. Okay. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of writing applications, I suppose, is working out how all the data sits together and then, iterating over it as the app grows, but trying to design something that makes sense from the ground up, so you don't have to slap yourself in the future and be asking like, why did I do that? Anyway, back to it. So we need in a wardrobe, you have items of clothing. So we're going to have maybe items is not a good word. Maybe we could call it articles. Articles? Yeah, well, is articles of clothing or items of clothing. We'll see what's more popular. Article of clothing and item of clothing are both correct ways to refer. Meaning. I like it how it's like the AI has literally stolen from Cambridge Dictionary website the exact definition. But it does reference it here, which is nice, I suppose. Is closed items a correct term? Like I speak English, but we're diving into the topic now. Okay, whatever. We're not going to call them items. We're going to call them articles. Or no, we'll keep it. We're gonna keep this super simple. We're gonna simple English items, right? And this is gonna be, item. No, we're not gonna get into that whole thingy-majig. So we just have an ID, right? Which is auto. We have an ID and a type ID. We'll call this the item type ID because we're going to call this next table item types. Keeping it simple. And then we'll have a a basic, I suppose what we'll have an outfits table. And we'll keep it all lowercase because that's how we roll. And this is actually kind of cool. Primary key. These are the connections basically, and that's what it's complaining about. So let's go hit save on this. So obviously it's going to chuck a wally because I haven't fixed these. But it's going to be like, you know, items dot ID, no, type ID. So an item will have, I think it goes this way around. Item type ID. Oops. So this is a one to many. Should be one to many, I believe. And so you can see what this looks like. I'll just get rid of these lines. So now I've got like the outfits table. And we have the item types table and the items table. So we're also going to have another table called call this an attributes table. Attributes, and this is, it'll be like name, I'm sure more things will come to me later, but you know, we have attributes, and then we'll have there'll be a table called item, like, it'll be like the same as this, except it'll be item types, attributes, and this will be the joining table for it'll be the joining table. So this is not going to be this table is not going to have a primary key. And this will be attribute ID. And this will be the type item type ID. Alright. And then we want to relate these things. So we have a reference between we're also gonna need so we'll have a title, that's fine. Right, so that's cool. So we have an outfit, and then we're gonna have an outfit items table. Outfits items. That's gonna be the same as this. But wow, that's spelled incorrectly. Attribute ID. Right, so this is gonna be the item ID. So the outfit ID and the item ID. Excuse me. Next thing we do, create references between all these. So the attributes is, you know, the name, item, yada yada, and then I think we'd need like a value field here. Value varchar. Okay, so let's keep on track, right? It's like let's line all these things up. So we have another reference. Hold your horses, bro. We have the attributes for ID as a one. I think it's a one to many in the item types attributes. 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 Alright. So now if I come down here, we can see some other magic happening. Right. We'll fix up all these references properly later. Work all that out later, but we're just, you know, drawing lines at the moment. So then we have the item types. Was it item types? Yeah. Item types. Type ID. And then we have another one, which is outfits. Outfits ID to outfit. Outfit. Outfits items. Like so. Yeah, copy it. Then we have items. Let's click the auto arrange button. So checking it out. At the moment, it sort of looks. The relations might not be correct. That's okay. We'll fix it. You know what I mean? It's like I've just put the same relation like for all of them. So like for instance, there'll be one many, and then this one should be one of these, two of those, ID to many of these, one ID to many of those. I've actually done it the correct way around, right? So now we just need to sort of expand what we've got. So I have outfits. I've got like, I'm gonna change title to like names. That's the name of the outfit. We have the created date. We wanted to make a table. I think there's a few more tables we need to create as well, which is make a new table called one. Like it's pretty simple. So one, and then this will be outfit ID, like this, and then this will be like date one, basically. And maybe we can have another field called occasion, and that's just to say what you wore it for. But that's cool. And then we need another one of these. Slap that in there, and we replace this with that. And so now we have a wand. We have a table, which is like. I'm not sure if I got these the right way around. I'll have to research. Like I could have been a while since I've done relational database stuff, but this always confuses me anyway. So we have items, which is like the individual items. And then an item can be an item type. So that's cool. And then we have an outfit, which is made up of many items. And then we have, when was the last time we wore that outfit? Which we could then sort of work out when was the last time we wore an item if we worked back from there. And for the items, we have, the item types attributes. So you can assign different attributes to the item types. We might need to add a few more fields to items. Like some base names, like stuff like if I scroll up, we should have a field for like a name at least, like name. What's the name of the item? That's fairly common. Name. And then maybe also a description field for each item. Description. Gotcha. Oh, this maybe should be text. Text that too. Okay. So the difference between varchar and text is varchar is like usually for smaller fields and text is for longer ones. Next we going to go with so we have the name, description, and then then we'll have a comments field, which is where the user can put like, oh, I really like this pair, or that they want to put on there. So we have text. So the next thing we need to do is fix up item types. Like these obviously aren't related. So we give, the item type has a name, which will be a varchar. We'll have a description for the item type. Oh, excuse me. Description, it will be text. And so we have that. I'm probably going to expand more on these fields later. So then we have like an attributes field, which is sort of where we can set up like custom attributes. And what we might do is we make a field called source, and varchar. And the reason for source is let you keep track of if it was user generated or system generated. And so then we can tell where it came from. So I think we got a pretty good sort of database structure happening here. So we can go back to our use cases and we can try run some of these on our database hypothetically. So, how many shirts do I have that are a specific color? So if I went back here, I'd be able to have the color of the shirt stored on the item types attribute. So a shirt would have a color, and so you'd be like, oh, give me all the items, give me all the shirts that have this color, and so you'd be able to get the count from the items table. So that works. When was the last time I wore X outfit? Go back. So we have outfits, and this table here is where the user would be logging the date that they wore it. So that stores that. That's good. Yeah, and the same with this. Give me a list of outfits that have X color or X sized item. So you'd have the outfits, and this table joins. So then you have the items, and then that's joined item types, which shows the attributes, and so then you could filter on that. That would be a bit of a crazy query in this data setup, but it's definitely doable. So I feel like we've captured that. What's the latest additions to my latest additions? What's my oldest pieces, and what have I not worn in a while? What do I wear all the time? Again, that's something that can be used for this worn table. And all the attributes here. So I feel like we've captured most of the use case that we wrote last time. It's like basic use case, and I'm gonna undo that because I want to move all of those at the same time. So we hop back, and what do we got? We got Shazam. Okay, cool. Need to have a break for a quick sec. Back in a second. I just need to get some water, I think, because I'm just coughing it up. So back in a sec to close this. Second. God dang. Okay. Oh, back in a sec. Alright, back. Let's go with some water. But I got a little bit more as well. So, first let me verify my setup is still hunky dory. Yes, it is. It's fine. Okay. Back to it. So we have the database. So now we need to work out how do we make this a thing in Laravel. And as you can see, I didn't refer to my Copilot conversation at all. So maybe we should first of all review what we talked about here. Um, items table. Date purchased. So we went down a little bit of a different path with some of these. But yeah, I feel like it was probably a good bouncing conversation. So rather than uh, watch videos on YouTube on how to do this in Laravel, I'm going to use Copilot. And we'll see if that's a mistake or if that works out. So basically what I want to do next is I want to convert what I have here in the database model, which I need to save, which I just remembered to hit, unless it's already saved. It's already saved. So I have my database ideally set up. Yeah, so I need to convert this into basically what I imagine would be a set of migrations, which looks something similar to this. And I wonder if the migrations are based on it'd be one of these particular files. Migrations, seeders. It'd be one of these. It's probably app. We have app. We have models. And we have the user model. Right? So I reckon it would be, there's probably some sort of crazy, probably some sort of crazy command I need to do for Laravel in the background. That does all this. Maybe I should watch a video, but I'll ask Copilot first. Okay, so Copilot. I'm going to say to Copilot, I'm new to Laravel, and I have designed a database in which I would like to implement with my Laravel application. Where do I start? Oh, I already know that. Configure, yeah. Create migrations. You can create migrations in Laravel. Use create modified database tables. You can create each of tables like so. And then define your schema inside the migrations. Then run the migrations, right? Like that seems fairly straightforward, right? So basically I need this. I need this piece of code. I need a scratch file to put all this in. Gonna be I'll make it a page. Is it just like a text file in here? Edit, plain text. Plain text. Okay. Excuse me. So basically I have to make one of these commands for each of the tables that I want to create. So I need to go back to my outfit manager thingamajiggies, and I am going to copy all of this code because I'm lazy. Copy this. Right, I'm gonna copy all this code. I'm gonna go over here, and then for each one of these tables, I need to make create items table. Well, that's, oh, it's already done it for me. That's nice. But I'm gonna go item types table instead. You know, because I called it. And then we got the attributes, and it's called item attributes. That's not actually how I would see it. I reckon attributes aren't just related to items. I'd see it as, you know, they could also be related to types. So in this instance, I do have types relating to attribute. So, and then we have outfits, items, that outfits, items. But I do need more tables. So we have the outfits table. So we can just get rid of that. We got the outfits table. We have the items table. Item types table. The attributes table. We need the item attribute types table. God dang. This cough is pretty bad. What you get for COVID. And then we get rid of this. And then the outfit items table. Yeah. And then we need a worn table, which that's straightforward. So we have worn, right? Copy that. And we just call it. Cool. Right? This is all the migrations that we're going to need. So I'm gonna copy these and I'm gonna create a new trying to see what we've got here. We've got vendor. I'm trying to see if there's like a folder. There isn't a folder in here, so I'm gonna make a new folder. It's probably not recommended, but I call it docs, and you know, we probably don't need this, but this new file will be called migration, and so that's always in the project, so I can have a look at it whenever. Hopping over to the terminal, we need to change the directory so that we are actually in the outfit manager, and then we can run this series of commands. Does that work, or is that gonna cause me pain? There's 1, 2. It's doing it. And while it's doing this, you know, this is the first time I've gotten sort of like this far with like a custom database in Laravel. So pat on the back for me. I always get to this point in the project of a Laravel project, and I'm just like, okay, time to get the database in there. And I'm just like, how do I do it? And I'm like, bruh, it's too hard, and then I give up. But we're pushing through. Now we need to create these thingamajigs. So we have now we've created all the migrations now. Now we need to go into each one of the migrations database, I'm assuming, and we have the migrations, and we do have the migrations here, and you'll see we have the items table, right? So we have ID. We're going to leave timestamps on all the tables. I think timestamps does an updated and created timestamp. So I'm going to go back to Copilot, have a look, see. I'm going to copy paste this stuff, right? And I'll be like, based on this structure for my database, can help me write the migration files for Laravel. And maybe we'll just do it one table at a time. I will give you one table at a time. Alrighty. So it's ready, and we're going to do the items table first. So I'm just going to copy this, plug it in, and unsigned big integer. Item type ID is a foreign key for another table, an integer. Right. So we have this now. We can copy this, and I can go over to my items, and we have the up, and yeah, they've already got a schema create thing there. But if I have a look, oh, and of course that's. Can I just copy this, and maybe if I open VS Code, Visual Studio Code, because PHP Storm sucks. Sucks at just being a scratch pad. So I think I just need basically that's gonna say types, but that's incorrect. Copy this. Go back to PHP Storm. That I like how it's done this, and this will have to change. It's actually called item types. Item types. we go back and we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for the next one? Absolutely, Carol. Let's keep it going. Alright. Alright. We're gonna do item types next. Up. Yep. Done. Copy this. Copy this. Item types table. Oops. Types. Perfect. Oh, very nice. Then I'm just going to go back to here. Hop over here and we'll do the attributes table. Like, if you're doing this as a business sort of thing, I wouldn't recommend putting your whole, database into Copilot, but since I'm just doing this for fun, I'm perfectly fine doing it this way. It saves me time because I'm lazy and, all that jazz. Attributes table. Source name. Excuse me. Then we can go to the outfits table. Outfits table. Hop over. We chuck in this. Like, that's fairly straightforward. I wonder if I can just copy that straight without. It's gonna make me regret doing that. It is. I will live with the mistake. Zone. Alright, save it. Nice. Dang. Ready. So that's done. And done outfits. Might as well go with the one table next. I'm trying to do like the tables that aren't linking tables, if that makes sense. That one. Pump it in. Occasion. Yes. See. Kinda knows what it's doing. That's right, goes on the outfits tape. Done. Right? Excuse me. Not really sure why my cough is playing up right now. Whatever. And so now we've done, all the core sort of tables. Next, it's like we need the items type table. No, that's already done. It's the item type attributes table. Let's give that a go. On types attributes table. All right. Yep, that worked. I like it because I'm lazy. I'm like, I could type out all this manually, but I kind of understand what's going on, and me not having to type it is next level cool. So I suppose I'll pay for it if something's wrong and all of that business, but you know what I mean. Item type ID. So next is the outfit items table. Oh god. Oh, not a fan of this cough. Back to the AI. Paste that in there. Oh. And so now I should have, the items table, the outfits table, the item types table, the attributes table, the item types attributes table, the outfit items table, and the one table. So, now I have all my migrations sitting here. Which is cool. So then I go back to my AI and I'll be like, how do I run the migrations? Tell me. Running, I spelled migrations incorrectly, but ensure your database is configured. Yes, it is. Run the migrations. Do it. Check your database. Okay. It should be easy as pie, right? It should just be like, ka-chow. And then I hit enter and it's doing its thing. And it's going to be like, working. No, it fails. Cannot add foreign key constraint. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, I'm probably going to regret using AI to build these things. So we'll check it out. So cannot add the foreign key constraint. Items type. it's in the items table. And I feel like that's because the table doesn't exist yet. So I'm gonna comment out this one. Or can I reorder them? You know what I mean? How can I tell Laravel in order? Okay, so basically, I just need to rename the files. So I need the item types table to be first. This needs to be refactored to 39. With the foreign key. Is there anything in this one? This one's got no foreign keys. This one's okay. This one's okay. This one's okay. Item type, that should be fine. That should be fine. And this should be fine now. So I could probably try it again. What is wrong now? Already exists. God dang, I need to roll it back. If I go to my AI, it'll tell me how to do that. Let's roll back. Okay, we rolled that one back. Alright, so I think what I need to do now is I need to fix up the screw up that I've done in my database, and we have the outfit managers section, and we have, if you see, there is an items table, and I'm just gonna drop the items table because it's not needed anymore. So now we're gonna try that again. Not roll back. I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't matter. Now we'll just run the whole thing. Fail. What? Failed. Outfit items table. Okay. Well, we'll roll it back. Wow, it's not even... I've really done myself a disservice now. I'm gonna drop the items table. I'm gonna delete the outfit item. Excuse me. So sick. Drop this table then. Now I can drop the outfits table. Now can I do the rollback? Excuse me. So the problem was cannot add the foreign key constraints. Outfit items, add constraint. Item ID, item. Outfit items table. Let me check it out. Outfit items table has foreign key is the item ID on item. I don't understand why I couldn't create it though. I'll try it again. No, because if you try it again, it'll just be like, you're crazy. Outfits, items table. Let's review this very carefully, right? We have the ID on items. So if I open the items table, there's no ID field in here. Can you see the problem? I can. That's a big stuff up right there. So maybe if we put the ID in the file, it might actually do its job. Let's give it another go. That's terrible. We don't need to roll back. We're already at the beginning. Migrate. Let's go. No. Look at that. We got the migrations to work. Holy, that was fun. Now let's have a look at them. Look at them tables. Outfit manager. We have the items table. Nice. That's cool. I like auto increments, timestamps. Like it. We've got the item types attributes, item types, items, outfits, one. I reckon I should rename the table 1 to outfits 1. That's not a big deal. We'll just leave it for now. And if it, you know, if it becomes a thing, we'll deal with it later. Alright. So now we've built the database based off this using this. So that was fairly painless, I guess. And now, you know, we ask Copilot, um, I want to make a migration file that inserts the data once the table is created. So this for the item types table. So have this little miracle of a thing here. If I copy this, I do a rollback because I haven't actually got any data in there. Probably gonna fail. No, it didn't fail. Fantastic. Item types table, and you know we have so annoying. Go back here, hit copy here, paste it here, copy this. Let's try and understand what it's doing. We're not just blindly copy pasting things here. So it seems fairly straightforward. It's like, you know, for this table, insert these values. So the name will be shirt, the description is upper body clothing, lower body clothing, shoes. I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna make my own one. I'm gonna call it hats. And I'll make one more called accessories, which I have accessories. That's it. Make this bowling, and this one headwear. Headwear, footwear. Is headwear one word? Is it two words? We will ask the great Google. Headwear is one word. Cool. Back to the game. We have bowling. We have items. See that? Cool. Now, is there another table which might benefit from this? I would say it's the attributes table. Then I'm going to just ask the AI to do the same for the attributes table because I don't want to do the basic ones. Can you do the same for the attributes table? Fabric. I don't know why it went with fabric, but okay. This is what we want. Except I'm not going to use fabric. I'm going to change that to something a little bit better than fabric. Outfits. It's in the attributes table. And I'm gonna switch to British English spelling for these things because I am from a country that uses British English. We got color, brand, and I'm gonna change this to size. I don't think attributes needs a description. So we'll just leave it off for now. But so we have the size, we have the brand, we have the color. Size, brand, color, and what's another attribute for clothing? I suppose fabric. Oh, yeah, we'll add fabric back because fabric, and we also have that'll do. So yeah, we've got some basic attributes happening there, which is fine. Size, brand, color, fabric. I just thought of something for items, the items table. There should be a date purchased. How would I add a date purchase field to the items table? There, this one. I'll copy this. So chuck it in there. Date purchased. Nullable. Done. Items table it is. So that way, if you know, the date created and the date updated are system times, so we don't want to limit the user to just that particular value. Cool. So now we can probably run the migration, I suppose. Maybe we should also create a bit harder to create attributes to types straight away. But that's okay. We'll just run the migrations, see what happens. Hopefully we didn't break everything. Going to do a migrate. It's having a serious think about it. Dun 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 dun. It's all done, which is perfect. So now if I go back to the databases and I hit this little refresh, I don't know what that is. If I check out the attributes table, we should have a bunch of attributes. Why are these null? Strange. I'm gonna ask the AI about that. The timestamps on No. On the insert. No. Maybe I do this. I use the carbon stuff. See what happens, right? Like I know carbon's a date library, so let's check it out. We want the timestamps to work properly in this instance. Anyway, so we have the items types table, and we want these things for each one of them, and whether or not that's that's it. Commas. Right, so that should give it the date. Carbon, hooray. Alright, so that's for the item types table. So I'm just going to run the migrations and see if that works before applying it to the attributes table. I don't want to waste my time. Nothing to roll back, that was the wrong command. Migrate. Fail. Blech. What's wrong? Carbon not found. That sounds roundabout right. It's probably because I don't have carbon installed, or I'm not using the namespace carbon up top. Have a look at the AI. Yeah, I didn't put this up the top. Well, that's silly. Carbon. Didn't complain anymore. Oh, I'm missing. Okay. So, a syntax error as well. That's fine. Okay, save. Can I run the rollback? And migrate. Fail. Why is it failing now? Base table of view already exists. It didn't roll back properly. Roll back. And while we're waiting for that to roll back, refresh. And we have the items types table, and this table just needs to go. Go away. Okay. And we run it again. Oh yeah. It ran. We refresh and we check out item types, and we can see the date is incorrect. by a little bit, but I think that's because the time zone for my project's roughly incorrect by an hour. But I think it's a configuration issue. But that worked. So I'm gonna roll it back. And we're gonna pop over and copy this. And we also made an attributes. So pump these in here. And we had carbon, the item types table. Right, that should work. Yeah. Like, I should be able to just double check that everything's been cleaned up. It's been cleaned. And now we run the migration. No, there's nothing to roll back. That's not going to work. Migrate. Done. Bam. That's cool. So now we can have a look. We refresh and we check the attributes table. We can see the time is being put in there. So we got all these cool things. See, we have IDs. So if we wanted to pre-populate the item types attributes table, yeah, I think this is wrong. I think I have some logic issue in my database design, but I think I'm gonna have to address that next time because been streaming for a bit now. We've covered quite a lot. It's just past the 2 hours mark. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. And I will see you all later.